Greetings to all. Myself, Vaishnavi, Assistant Professor, IT Department from SNS College of Technology. Now we are going to see about the virtual machines and mobile OS, that is virtual machine implementations. In this video, we are seeing about the recap and then content delivery, and then we have real-time example and then brainstorming questions, and then we have a DT based case study question, and then we have assessment. First one, recap. Already last video we seen about the virtual machines, that is isolate the application efficiency. We call it as an virtual machines. It will virtual machine act as an abstraction layer between the hardware and the software, and it will enable the multiple operating system to run simultaneously, and then it will managed by the virtual machine monitor, that is VMM, or the hypervisor. Next one will be that virtual machine architecture. We have the diagram for the virtual machine architecture. In the below the virtual machines, we have the sub virtual machines. That in VM1 will be that one subpart of that virtual machines. Here we have a separate application and the guest OS. Like that, a virtual machine 2, we have the separate application and then guest operating system. Like that, virtual machine 3 also we have application and the guest OS. Below that we have the hypervisor, and then that is already we seen that VMM, that is a hypervisor. Below the hypervisor we have that host operating system, and then here and then we have the host hardware. This is the architecture for the virtual machines. And then we have the real-time example of the virtual machine. Here we have to managing the photos on the smartphones. Here we have that creating the window VM, that is virtual machine, and we then we have to switch the Mac Windows, and then we have to install the virtual machine where Fusion. And then fourth step will be that we have to create a virtual machine to install that Windows OS, and then a Mac user installs the virtual machine where Fusion are the parallel desktops. These are the real-time examples. And then we have the brainstorming question. If you had to run 5 different apps to that conflict with each other, how could the virtual machine help? How that virtual machine help? And the key features will be, it will be isolate the each application in its own virtual machine, and then it manages the resources per virtual machines. And then third one will be that it will roll back easily if the error occurs. That is here we uses the rollback management. And then we have that case study. The problem statement will be multiple teams need a different operating system environment for testing, causing the hardware shortages and the setup delays. The solution will be that we goes under that DT based. Here we have 5 stages. First stage will be that empathize. In empathize, we have to interview that question and questionnaire session for the staffs, and we have to from that questionnaire session we have to identify their pain points. Second stage will be the defined stage. In defined stage, we have to limited the hardware problems, and we have to require the resource sharing, and it include the stakeholders. Third stage will be the ideate stage. In ideate stage, we have to implement the virtual machine clusters, and we have to use the quick snapshots and automated the virtual machine management. Fourth stage will be the prototype stage. In here we have what are the templates we have to use, automations and the integrations we have to decide here. And then fifth stage we have to clean up that errors, and then feedback collections and the system refinement. And then followed by this we have some assessment questions. I let you run many operating system on a single computer, that will call it as a virtual machine. Next one, I manages a multiple virtual machines and allocate the hardware resources efficiently, that will be the hypervisor or the virtual machine monitor. Third question, it will simulate the hardware devices so that the virtual machine can operate like a real computer. We call it as virtual hardware. Thank you.